Hey everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people like you who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. My guest today is going to be doing a fabulous cooking demo using one of my favorite products, which is Laura Ann's jam. Look at these cute little boxes it comes in, and oh my God, it's so adorable. But what's really cool about her jam is, outside of the fact that it's vegan and has no sugar, is she now has cherry, and a lot of these companies don't make cherry, and cherry's my favorite. So she's going to be using it in 3 recipes, including a Swiss chard recipe. How cool is that, combining this with greens? And we'll even give you a discount code today if you get them. I know some of you, like Dr. Daryl, have ordered, and the flavors are so cool. Strawberry, raspberry, Marionberry. Don't know what Marionberry is. Wasn't he a singer, Marionberry? I don't know. But maybe she'll make elderberry or huckleberry one day. But anyway, please welcome her to the show on her birthday. Happy birthday, Laura Ann. Please welcome her to the show. It's so great to see you. You're just such a fun person to be around.
Oh, thanks, Chef. Right back at you. Yeah. I was so excited.
It was because of Thomas we met, right? Thomas Allen of California Balsamic.
Yeah, totally. He gave me your information and was just like, oh, I think my friend Chef AJ would really like these. And at that point, I hadn't even looked. This is me looking you up. Tickety, tickety, tickety. And then, with all of your content, I just got lost for days on end once I said, but I had sent them to you and you wrote me back and I'm like, oh, great, she likes them. And then, sometimes you don't realize who you're talking to. I
love them because I am a passionate sugar-free advocate. I am not a fan of sugar in any amount, in any form, other than fruit. And when people make fantastic products, and have you sent this to Marionberry?
I should send it to Marionberry.
I'm just kidding. I just tried huckleberry for the first time, and that was a delicious flavor.
Oh, yeah. Well, the whole blackberry family, there's all these little nuances. Like olala berries I want to do too, but they're kind of hard to come by. I am in California, so, but they're all hybrids of raspberries and blackberries and very, very berries.
Is of your lo-fi line, because you have some with sugar, and there are people that eat sugar, so good for them if they can do it. Which of the flavors is the most popular of the sugar-free ones?
The sugar-free ones, I just launched them when we met. I had just started doing it. Everybody had asked for sugar-free jams for the whole time I've been in business about, probably 12 years now. So every event I ever did, I don't think one went by that someone didn't ask, do you have a sugar-free jam, whether it's for them or for a gift? So I was trying for years and years and years to make one. But I just, all the other sweeteners, because that's the first place your head goes, right? Is that, I'll try stevia, I'll try honey, I'll try this, I'll try that. And I finally found a way to make it with grapes, with grape juice. So it's 100%, it's all fruit. So it's just fruit. And I use a fruit pectin, but it's, same thing. It's like a citrus or an apple, depending on which flavor. So it's all fruit. And so for me, everything about that was really appealing. And I started with the strawberry. So it's always hard to say which one's the most popular because I've had the strawberry the longest. So people got used to it. So the strawberry so far, but the cherries really, as soon as I released it, I did it. We did the last episode and we were just talking about fruit seasons. Earlier this year. When was that? March, maybe?
I don't know. I could look it up. I was so excited to have cherry.
I know. That's why you're just oh, I love cherries. We were talking about it. I'm like, I'll work on it. But I figured it out, got it done by July-ish, and I mailed some to you.
And I ate it all because it was so good. And I actually used it with a Brussels sprouts recipe, actually.
Oh, awesome. The chard recipe we're going to do, you could totally exchange out shaved Brussels sprouts or something for the same thing. I made everything today really easy. And it's so fun because I noticed your 14-day challenge for the holidays. And I was thinking, since this was going to be early November, to do things that people could use for the holidays. So my French isn't so great, but the soca soca dish that we're gonna do is just kind of like a flatbread, but it's so fun because with the chickpea flatbread, you can change that to whatever you want and add things. So I did it we're gonna do it with the cherry drizzle, and it's kind of like a savory, but it's so nice for a nice like holiday platter. And the same thing with the Swiss chard. Is it like if you're going to an event and you want to bring something that everybody can have that has no salt, sugar, oil, any of those things, no SOS, right?
Yeah.
SOS free, but super delicious. It's fun because the lo-fi cherry jams just really takes it to this other level, and perfect for the holidays.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Cherry is, there's nothing like cherries, you know?
Yeah, they're their own special thing. That's for sure. These I used the sour cherries too. So it's fun. It's got a little bit of a pop, a little bit of a tang, which I like. I mean, I like the Bing cherries, but I think for jam, it gives it a good, or fruit spread, whatever you want to call it. Nice. Jam and fruit spread. It's Lauren's jam, so it's jam today.
Other than coming on the show, what else have you got planned for your birthday?
Oh, me? I'm hoping to go see the Obama portraits. I might go down to LACMA. They're here for just like a few weeks. And I don't know if I'm going to get to DC anytime soon to the portrait gallery. So I thought I would try to sneak that in. And, you know, when you're an entrepreneur, there's a little work sprinkled in after this. I still got to go send some orders out.
Nice.
Do my daily thing. We were just discussing that before we went on air. It's 24/7, 365 when you're doing your own thing.
Absolutely.
I know. And you haven't missed a show. What number show am I? 700?
You are number 735. Haven't missed a day of going live since March 20th, 2020. I'm trying to get to 1,000 at least before I take a day off. And I'm hoping to get Jane Goodall on the 1,000th episode, because I just had Richard Wrangham on, who used to work for her, and he gave me her some contact, not her. So I'm just praying
for people.
I just hope so, you know, God, wouldn't that everybody, if you're into like you know, thinking about manifesting, please manifest Jane Goodall for me for episode 1,000.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I know people, baby.
You're adorable. You should do comedy. You know, I do comedy. I'm doing a show Sunday. You should come. I'm going to text you the info. It's free. Everybody should come. I'll put the Zoom link in the chat. But if you're on my mailing list, you know that we're going to send it out. But I think you'd be hilarious.
Oh. You know, I've never done it professionally, but I bartended for so long back in the day. I feel like I kind of have quite a few one-liners in my pocket at least, but thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be fun, you know, because Thomas Allen did it once and he was hilarious.
Did he really? He's you know what? He's so funny. I'm not surprised.
Because he talked about his vinegar. He goes, this SOS free vegan diet. No wonder they got to put my vinegar on everything. He was hilarious.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm using his stuff in what we're doing today. So Thomas Perfect. Is just, I know. Well, you've got to keep it all together. And plus with using the jams, using the vinegar, it's an easy way to make a dressing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's nice when you guys cross-pollinate or whatever it's called.
We'll call it cross-pollinating. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's promoting. But how's your dog?
She's adorable.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can bring her on for you later. You have dogs too. Are they going to make an appearance today?
Well, there was a little barking earlier, so we'll see who decides to make an appearance today. A friend of mine just did. Actually, I was going to show this to you later, but I'll show it to you now. What the heck? A friend of mine made a painting of me and all of my animals. You see that?
Oh my God, that is spectacular. Do they do this for other people? Like, do they have a website?
That was me. Well, he's a musician friend, and during COVID, I was just trying to support anyone who was out of work and artists. And he's in a band called the Schizophonics. They're kind of like a funky band from. They're super groovy and fun and high energy if you like screaming punk stuff. But his name's Pat Beers, so Pat and then Beers, and he does Pat Beers art. I think at Instagram. I'll send it to you. He's amazing. But he added, I mean, the thing that I loved is I was just I kept trying to buy one of his pieces. And then I was like, can I just commission you to do like one of your groovy paintings? And I was like, just put me on drums. And I sent him pictures of all the animals, and we have like
That
schnitzel
is
here.
so good. Does he take orders?
Yeah. This was a commission. So this
What's his website? I'll look him up.
I don't know if he has a website or if he just does Instagram, but
Pat Beers, Patberrs.
Beers. Yeah, Beers.
Okay, I'll check that. That's very, very fantastic.
So, yep, schnitzel strudel and Jock. You know what? I don't know if I had the kitten last time we talked, but COVID gave me two babies. One was a puppy and one was a kitten, and they fell in love. I was just fostering and then ended up with two more in addition to my guy.
Here's a great question from Tammy. Can you request just one flavor in a gift set?
Oh yeah, sure. Anytime. I mean, honestly, everything comes to me. So you have a place when you check out that you could write in the notes anything. And if you just write, I want all cherry, or I want, Marionberry, or half this, yep, I can customize anything you like.
Well, listen, if Marionberry was the mayor of DC, right? And now we finally have a vegan mayor in New York City, Eric Adams. So maybe you can make a flavor for him.
Oh yeah, right. Make it Eric Adams. Well, I didn't make this for Marionberry. I very much enjoy Marionberries, but I for everything that he's famous for, I don't know if I could put that in there, but it would really be a speedy jam.
People are asking if you could play some drums for us today.
Oh, I when I moved my house, you're looking at pretty much half of it, because when you have a tiny home, you decide that the kitchen's the most important place. And I got rid of my drums, which was really weird because I've been playing drums since I was like 10, because I played in grade school when I was a kid. But I don't have drums anymore, so I haven't played in probably since like 2005 or something. It's been a while. I've sat in with some country bands and stuff here in Los Angeles. When you have a superpower like playing drums, it's hard to keep your secret identity. The glasses help, but as soon as I take them off, then I have to play drums.
That's so hey, there's a really nice comment in the chat by Dr. Daryl Woodruff, who says, I bought the no sugar added jams from Laura. They are not watery like other no sugar added. Excellent product. And Laura, here's a shout out to Daryl. I know she's home from the hospital. We wish her well. So we know each other in the chat. I think people that are watching replays are like, what are these people talking about? But we have a whole community chat called the Zoomunity. It's like a show within a show. So if you have a chance to watch live, you can meet all the cool people.
Yeah, meet all the cool people. I'm not in the chat, but I'll be cool later.
Yep. Well, gosh, whatever you make, you can have for your birthday.
I know. Actually, that's exactly what I said. I'm going to make some of the soka bread, and then we're going to do the Swiss chard, and I have some rice pilaf. The pilaf I made because it takes 45 minutes. So, well, you do the Instapot stuff, but I have this, stove thing. But you did inspire me to get, I don't know if you can see, but I did get a little air fryer because this fits on my counter.
Nice.
So you definitely changed the way I eat broccoli. Like, I'll give you 100% credit.
Air fryer. And Breville was having a sale for $319 at least last week. I don't know if it's still going on, but
yeah.
Well, I love Swiss chard because even people that think greens like arugula or even kale are too bitter, Swiss chard is like the mildest I find of all the greens.
Oh, it's so amazing. And then plus yesterday when I was buying some for today, I found myself, the great thing is when you go and buy how beautiful Swiss chard is just in general. I know that it's sometimes so beautiful, but I found myself with my bunches, like walking through the store, and I felt like I was, like I had won the Miss America pageant. I had this big poofy thing of Swiss chard, and look at it. 'Tis the season too. It's so like big and beautiful. It could be a fan. It could be your.
I love when sometimes it's orange and sometimes it's yellow and sometimes it's pink.
I got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure did. Well, on that note, I suppose I should start cooking something. Although everything I chose, again, like I was really thinking about the holidays and how people have to like come and go and do things. And so I picked things that are really easy and quick to make. So I suppose I could get these rocking and get them in the oven, rocking as they say in drumland. And we can make them all at the same time. And the thing that's almost amazing about what I'm going to show you, there's like the three recipes. The rice pilaf, because it's rice, takes like a little while to make, which is why I made it ahead of time. It's really easy. I will add the recipe in. If you guys order, either I made a 4-pack that has all 4 flavors in it. So I put it in this cute little box here. Hold on. Although it's way heavier than, but I'm used to handling them. So I have a little box that has like all 4 flavors if you like that, but if you want me to change it, that's fine. And I have the 3-pack that you showed as well. And you can order them one by one.
It would make a great holiday gift or something to take to people's house for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Always a good hostess gift. And on my website too, outside of the lo-fi, actually, I'm going to have to change because I gave out everybody today is going to get a 15% off for Chef AJ Rocks. And, but I'll add the 12-pack to that because it's for like just the lo-fi jams for all the Chef AJ people. But I have to go and also add the 12-pack. So if you want to order 12, there's a discount on that, and then you'll get your discount on top of that, which would be great. But you can mix and match and just let me know what flavors you want. Again, whatever you're reaching out to me directly. So
you are Laura Ann's Jam.
I am Laura Ann's Jams.
Jam of the Month Club.
I know, right? I send them out. Well, those have like sugary ones, but I guess if you tell me that you want just the lo-fis and you want me to send those to you, again, I don't custom do anything. I don't mind. It's easy. They're all my people.
You know what we use the jam for is one of my most popular recipes is called jam bars, and it requires jam. So we love to put that in the jam bar. And I have another recipe that's popular called cram muffins. It's like a carrot cake, and we love to heat it up like toast and then put the jam on it.
Oh, yum. That sounds awesome.
It's really good on the carrot cake muffins. It's like off the chain,
Have you done the soca, like the chickpea flatbread?
No, I have a legume allergy, so I can't, but it sounds great.
Oh my God, you do?
I know, it's really tough as a vegan because I miss chickpeas, but it's all right. It's been a while, so I've adjusted. But the only kind of flatbread I can make, like I make one out of quinoa sometimes or buckwheat.
Oh, right, that's true. Oh, wow, yeah. Geez, chef, that's like half of the vegan food in the world. Like
I know, I couldn't have made it in the blue zones, I guess, but it's all right. As long as I got my sweet potatoes, I'm good.
Yeah, that's right. You should run the sweet potato association. Okay, so let me see. Let's start cooking. I suppose I should turn my oven on. Let's start with that. Although, all right. So you would want to turn your oven on to 400. I hope you can hear me because I got to walk across the room. Everything's still good? Sweet. So I'm going to do the bread first because that way we can just get it started and everybody can see it. It's super easy. It's a cup of chickpea flour, which, I went to Trader Joe's and then I went for most of the dry stuff. And then I just went to Lassen's or somewhere that actually has Bob's Red Mill stuff. But you can find these things almost anywhere these days. It's pretty easy. Chickpea flour used to be something that was hard to find, but not so much anymore because everybody's being a little more careful. So just 1 cup of chickpea flour. You got yourself a bowl. Throw that in there. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of baking powder. And a teaspoon of nutritional yeast. I love when things are like even, everything's like an even number, like a cup of this, teaspoon of that. So, and nutritional yeast, everybody, this stuff is so good for you. And I think a lot of people that use it in cooking, like forget that it's actually still yeast. So if you want to make a flatbread, this is like a really good way to go. I'm choosing to make this a savory. Again, with this particular flatbread, it's kind of like a famous morning thing in France to add on top of something light. So I am choosing to make this one savory to go with the cherry. So I just picked some, I don't know. I live in a climate where I have lots of thyme in my yard. I have lots of rosemary. And I am going to just chop a little bit of rosemary. You're looking for about like a teaspoon or maybe tablespoon of both of these. Little thyme, pull it off, chop it up. So you want to finely chop your herbs. Because it's going to be baking and you want it, well, these things are so great. They're so thin and it's super fast. So again, you know, we're just mixing it all in. Give it a little twirl. I have, I'm kind of a drink lady. So I have one of these temperature controlled tea kettles. So you just want like a warm one. You don't want it really hot because you're still making basically like almost like a pancake batter. I would say more than a bread dough, but we're going to give it a little time to rise. So you take some warm water, like warm to the touch. This is a metal cup and I can still hold it. So maybe a little more than body temperature is what you're looking for. And just pour it in. It's that easy. Your baking powder is going to, oh my gosh, baking powder. I found this out because I did a catering gig, Chef. You're not going to believe this. Did you know that Vincent Price's family created baking powder? And he came to LA and he was kind of like a rich kid because he was like the heir to baking powder. I never knew, but his daughter told me that.
I did not know that, but I do know that the man that invented tiramisu just died a few days ago.
Oh no! Is that why you made it on the show?
Well, no, it just was a coincidence, you know. And I do know that is it Mike Nesmith? You know, the monkeys.
Yeah.
Didn't his mother invent either Velcro or liquid paper, something like that?
Was it liquid paper? I was like Post-it or like liquid paper.
Let me Google that or something. I love that.
So I have stirred this with just like a little whisk to a consistency that I would say you're looking for more of like a pourable pancake batter type thing. And you make that and you put it over here and cover it with your, with just like a towel or something. Chef, I don't know if you're into the Tiny Chef at all. Have you ever heard of him?
Oh my God, he's adorable.
He's adorable and he's a vegan. He's the best and makes me laugh so hard. He's really funny. So my Tiny Chef towel is going to cover this up and you're going to let that sit for, I try to let it sit for an hour just so everything kind of melts together and gets thick enough to be more bready like. And then you're going to pour this into a pan. I know I'm pretty far away, you guys, so I'm going to keep walking back and forth. I just have a regular cast iron skillet.
Wow.
And I'm going to warm that up, and I'm going to unplug my, you guys are coming with, what? Oh my God.
Hey, I just found your friend on Instagram and messaged him with the link, and I said, hey, your art was just shown on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe he'll respond.
Oh, I hope so. He might be on tour. He is a rock and roll dude. So here's my batter that I made earlier so I could let it set. And you want to have your pan. So again, I would almost compare this portion of my, sorry, I hope I'm not making anyone dizzy. Hi, it's me. So I'm just going to pour this in the pan. I've never done this. I'm trying to do this with my laptop. Oh, look at that. I'm a pro. All right. So you pour this in the pan and you're looking to make like again, it's going to be a flatbread. But what I do is you put it in and you've heated the pan. So now what we're going to do is just like wait a couple minutes and wait till we kind of see where it starts to bubble. Again, as you would maybe a pancake or what have you. And while I'm waiting for it to bubble, hi, I'm here. Hi, everybody. I'm going to grab one of these delicious treats called the lo-fi jam. And give it just a couple minutes. All right.
Almost looks like you're making an omelet.
You know, it kind of, right, because the chickpeas, it's really, but see how you're starting to get those bubbles? How you, like I said, how you would a pancake and you kind of wait for it to bubble before you flip it over. My flame's a little weird. Give it a little turn. So this is the point where I would turn it down a tiny bit and let it continue to bubble. And the pan's warm, so now that I've got to the bubbly point, everyone's, oh, you guys can't see. This is great. Gosh, you would think I've done this before. So my jams, they have I don't love when it's like super gelatinous, but you know, it's for me, I still want it to be jam or jelly. So with my no sugar fruit spreads, what I want to do, I'm going to turn it off now so I don't do the bottom too much. You're going to put just like a few tablespoons and just kind of smear it through there, because now we're going to bake it in the oven after this just to kind of finish it off. And again, another thing that's great about this is this barely takes any time. This whole thing, start to finish, is like 15 minutes or less, and then you're already chomping. So we have that. My little, everybody see? So I just kind of have it all together. I'm going to put it in the oven that I have set at, ooh, hi, there we go. Didn't drop my computer in the oven. So it's in the oven. We're going to keep it there for about maybe like 10 minutes to finish it, but I'm going to go ahead and set my timer because I'm doing other things and don't want to forget. I'll set it for like 8 just to give it a little peeky poo. All right. And while that's cooking, we can do the chard because it's so easy to do.
What, like, if you don't, once you open the jams, you're supposed to refrigerate them, right?
I would, yeah. I would, because it's still fresh fruit. So if you leave it out, air isn't really friend of any like food that's been processed at all. So it'd be just like a cherry. If you had chopped it up and left it on the counter, I mean, it might get moldy after a couple of days. So it's always safer in the fridge. Always safer in the fridge. I don't know. You know, my mom leaves stuff out all the time and she's still alive.
Ah, that's funny. They have a pretty good expiration date though. I mean, they don't.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. The ones that I just made till 2024. So even if you want to buy a bunch and take advantage of the price discounts, they're going to last you for years in the cupboard. No problem.
Yeah. And I like that they're glass. Yeah. I learned a lot about plastic last week from one of the guests and why not to use it and buy it. So.
Yeah. Well, as much as possible. It's funny you should say that. I've been really thinking like way more about my packaging. Even the tape that I've been using on my packages, sometimes on the labels, you have to cover it just so it gets to where you're going. But I really tried to use the paper packing tape that has glue on the other side. It's that, you know, it's little things, but if you all think through like every single little thing you do, you can really cut like as much plastic out of your life as possible.
Yeah.
But with jams, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to even put it in plastic if I wanted to because it's so hot. Once it comes off, you know, when you're making it, you're cooking it, it's at 220 degrees, so it probably would melt something. Cutting my Swiss chard into more like ribbons, because my thought for this dish, when I decided to make it for you guys, was to have something that was like a side dish. It could be a main dish, depending on how much you love Swiss chard. It is a main dish in my house regularly. I take the leaves off, and you have them like kind of long, and I roll them up. And you know this, chef, because you're a chef. If you roll them up, it makes like these amazing, sweet, kind of like long ribbons, and you could choose to cut them. It's hard. I need a camera person. One day, chef. I try to cut them almost like maybe like 2 fingers, because like any green, it's going to wilt down. You know how you put like a whole bag of spinach in, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna eat all this, and you get it and it ends up being this tiny little bowl at the end after you cook it. It happens with most all greens. These are a little hardier and really amazing. So when you cut them, you know, you almost have like these little swirls, but the pieces you have are these great pieces that are easier to eat when you're eating. So always thinking of the final mouthful. I am going to make this with just the greens part for this demonstration. But again, in my house, we don't waste any of this. The core part of your Swiss chard has more of that earthy, I don't want to call it bitter, but it's really strong taste. But when you cut and process like this Swiss chard part, it's almost like celery, right? So I take the green part off, and then I cut the inside of it, which is so beautiful. Actually, you know what? Let's do everything together. Forget it. You guys are gonna eat how I eat today. I mean, I don't know what's gonna eat.
Are you gonna ever come up with more additional sugar-free flavors? Because I'd like to put a request in for orange marmalade.
You know what? I've been trying to figure out the marmalade, but I don't know how to get it to set. I'm working on it. Yes, request is in. We started with cherry, chef, and I made it happen. And so now I'm going to have to move on to orange marmalade.
Yeah, that would be fun. You can put the rind in.
We'll put it in the test kitchen. So I am chopping. Chopping. And I love coming back and forth to all of you. I bring you, so just like you would like a celery if you were doing some kind of, I don't know, I'm like tuna dish, but you guys aren't doing tuna dishes. Okay. I have my greens, and these little parts I would almost want to keep separate because they're going to take a different time to cook. We have those, an onion. Very simple recipe. So you processed about 2 bunches, I think is approximately what will fit into one either cast iron skillet, whatever you cook with, if you want to, because we're just gonna kind of saute and roast things. So if you choose to use a cast iron skillet, or if you do non-stickware, that will work too. It all works. I'm just kind of a cast iron lady. Also, you can chop your onions and dice them. I like to do, since we're doing the ribbons, I like onions. We talked about onions last time, chef, and like how much nutrition they have, and people don't think about them because they're just this extra ingredient, but they have tons of vitamin C and tons of vitamin B. I slice them this way so they have like long ways. So you have your onion, and I do little slices that way. So okay. Lots of little onion pieces. So we've got onions. We've got our little things, like the little pieces of the chard. I'm going to cook these together. But so we've prepped these. You're prepped and ready to go. Your soka's still cooking, and you're good. Plenty of time. This recipe calls for 1 cup of, where's my 1 cup? Oh, I got a half cup. Oh, here we are. Sorry guys, too many garnishes. I have 1 cup of walnuts. So I like my walnuts also bigger. I must stick my fork into it kind of a gal. So we're gonna turn our pan on. Let it warm up a bit. Some of these are whole, so maybe I will break them up a tiny bit. And you're just looking for a cup of walnuts, and you always want to put it into a hot pan. So what we're going to do is toast these walnuts, just so they're like a little toasty. 'Tis the season. Again, if you guys decide you want to bring this to a holiday thing and you want to make it a more festive nut, get crazy, and you could do your holiday toasted chestnuts. You could put any kind of nuts in here. It's really a versatile recipe. So basically you want to have toasted nuts. And I better put this on because I'll forget. Boop. We'll let those go for just a minute or so. And then I'm going to put in the onions and check on my bread. Give it 1 sec. So, Chef, tell me something else exciting.
Let's see, exciting.
Oh, do you know what's exciting?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm doing stand-up Sunday. That's exciting.
It is exciting. I went to one of your things. So here we are with the flatbread, which is perfect. I'm going to take it out as is. You can see there's like little I'm done wrinkles on it. Woo. Muy caliente. But that jam looks gorge on there. All right. So that was ready. It's cooling enough for us to slice it on that back burner, cool it down a little bit. Our walnuts are toasting, or like I said, it could be chestnuts on an open fire, and Jack Frost nipping at your nose. So I'm going to add the onions and the pieces of the chard stalks that I made. And we're just going to do this until the walnuts are toasted just enough and your onions are kind of like translucent a little bit. So give that a little go. Mix her up. That's probably going to take about 5 minutes. So let's talk more about me and my birthday.
You're funny.
You're funny. Come on, Chef. Let me see. I'm a Scorpio. I like to make jam. I was born in the 60s. We were trying to do the math earlier. Chef asked me how old I was, and I had to like do some math. I was born in 69. So you guys do the math. What else? I like dogs and cats now. The cat thing's new to me. I'm a dog girl, and now I have this little guy, and he's kind of like a kitty dog, Jacques. Love him. And I named him after Jacques Poupon because in the morning he would make biscuits. So I was like, well, I have to name you after a chef. So I went with Jacques Poupon. My mom calls him JP. I don't know why she can't say Jacques, but that's okay. We'll work on it. I was like, Jacques Cousteau. There's got to be a Jacques that you've heard of before.
Where are all the pets now?
Well, they all have lots of treats to keep them quiet because last time, I don't know if you remember, Strudel was trying to go outside to go to the bathroom. We had to take a little break. So we got all that taken care of first. And now, but they're around. They're somewhere chilling. Oh, Jock's over on my chair. Hold on, I'll show you. Oh. And we'll go over here. Give this a little stir, check in your stuff, make sure that your toasts are toasting and your onions are getting translucent. And you could do all of this with a little kitten in your arms. So this is the new guy. His name's Jock. Hello, everybody. Meow, meow.
He's so cute.
Good boy. And then over here is my number one that started it all. This is Schnitzel. He's been with me for 6 or 7 years.
Oh, he's precious.
Anyone that follows me on Instagram knows my little dude.
So is the other one Strudel?
Strudel, Schnitzel and Strudel.
That's from the song My Favorite Things.
I know, but she is one of our favorite things.
Aw.
They both are. With
So
Schnitzel and Strudel. Right. He doesn't love the camera as much as mommy does.
oh, he's adorable.
He's a good guy. He used to come with me everywhere. He's like my little handbag almost. Okay, we're very close here. So you've got some sauteed onions. You've got some roasted, oh my gosh, it smells so good. There's nothing like toasted nuts in the house. I love it so much. So at this point is where we do the jam magic. What am I gonna do it in? You know what? I'm just gonna do it in the cup. So I'm gonna do about 3 tablespoons. This is something where you can use as much as you like. If you want it super cherry, you get super cherry. And then I have Thomas's white balsamic vinegar, which with my jams is my favorite. I actually sell his stuff on my site too, but go straight to Thomas. Don't go to me.
That's so cool.
Well, because it's perfect for making jam dressings. If you want to make the most jam and dressing, you have to use Thomas's stuff. So, again, equal parts. So I usually do about 3 to 3 or 2 to 2, depending on how much you want to make. And I just mix them together. You could do it in a bowl or you could do it in your John Waters Camp mug. It's really up to you. And I get this ready. I'll do a little bit of pepper. White pepper, black pepper. I think on my on the recipe, I say something specific, but you don't have to go out of your way to get like white or black pepper. It has a lot to do with aesthetics, but it's all good because it's all green and gold and yellow and everything's going on. All right, put those in. You throw in your greens and we're going to saute everything together now. So we're at a point where if anyone wants to be my camera person for the next time, please reach out to me at la@lauraannstairs.com. I would love it. I know I live in Los Angeles. It should be easier, but we're going to throw our greens in. And at this point, you're just trying to saute them down. Yeah. Ugh, yum. I'm looking forward to my birthday lunch. So, this is also just going to take a couple of minutes because you want to saute these down. Keep the nuts moving when you get a little further in because you don't want them to get too toasty, but you want to make sure that you just have that aromatic yumminess because, I don't know, raw nuts are fun, but toasted nuts are better.
That's true.
Can you hear me? I feel like I'm yelling now. You're good. So we are doing that. And it's just going to cook for a little while longer. I have stuff everywhere. The former kitchen manager in me is really mad at my workspace right now, but that's okay. I'm going to put everything in the sink and get to it later. Okay. Hi, Schnitz. I have someone just waiting for something to fall.
But did the pets like jam?
No, I try not to give them sweets. They stick to dog dog treats, and mostly anything I drop on the floor. They do love, oh my gosh, they love sweet potatoes, and they love, we call them orange bonies, but carrots are the orange bonies.
So Angela says, are the jam ingredients listed on the website? And here it is. It's just strawberries, white grape juice, concentrate, water, and pectin. I mean, how clean can you get? No salt, oil, sugar. I mean, you can't get much cleaner than that.
Yes. And so I have them on each individual one. I just took a picture of the ingredients and put it on the side. So when you see the photos on each of the jams, there's a photo of the side part of the ingredients. So if you want to read through any of them, but that's all they are. That's what every single one is. It's just fruit and fruit and fruit.
The fruit, the whole fruit, and nothing but the whole fruit. So help you God.
So now we're at the point, okay, you guys are gonna come with me again. I'm always afraid I'm gonna drop this into my food, but all right. So as you can see, so everything's kind of like sauteed and just cooking and looking beautiful. And we don't want that one. Oh, sorry. Try not to make you dizzy.
Laura Ann, Kathy says, how do we order the cherry? She's not seeing it on the website.
What? Look under lo-fi. I'm having problems with Shopify where it might have it in a different area. So type in lo-fi cherry or just type in the word cherry and it should be able to bring it up right away. I'll try to rearrange it to make sure it's easier to find. But I'm, like everybody else, technology, trying to keep up with it. So at this point where everything's kind of wilted and ready to go, I will take my little jam dressing that I made and give it a quick little stir. Pour it in and just cook it down a tiny bit. I personally would turn off my flame. Let that sit in its deliciousness.
Dina wants to know, do you ship to Canada?
Oh, I guess I could, but the thing that's hard with the jam is that it's really heavy and it's glass. Like even shipping around the United States, I've kept it like $9.99 for all shipping. And sometimes I eat it, like if I'm shipping to even the East Coast, it ends up being like $15 to $25 sometimes. But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. It's really difficult. Shipping this year's been really crazy. Shipping costs are inconsistent and getting
That looks
equipment's
good.
really consistent too. So this is beautiful.
Hey, why don't you do what Thomas does? He does a contest every month where people submit recipes using his product. And then if he chooses them and does them on my show, you get a free bottle.
What? How many bottles does that guy owe me?
Well, you have to submit it, but yeah, but
okay.
Maybe you could do it with your product as well.
Here we go. So here is my lunch. It is a delight. So that is your Swiss chard. And again, makes a delicious side dish. But this is going to be pretty much my main dish. So I'm going to do that. I had made the rice pilaf earlier. And the recipe's on my site. And I will send it to you with everything. So I made this vegan, gluten-free. It's got, here, I'm gonna make sure I don't miss anything. Boop. So the pilaf, it has rice noodles, like vermicelli noodles, and you cook those and just kind of make them brown. And then some wild rice, some millet. What is it? Is it millet?
Millet, that's so cute.
Millet.
Millet.
We're Chicago girls, it's millet.
Millet.
And then I got some millet, some vegetable broth. And then, but vegetable broth, I'm sure your people at this point, you probably make your own with all of your scraps. But even if you don't, try to look for ones that have some boldness to them. I've found the, oh shoot, did I already get rid of it? I probably did. There's, again, like a Trader Joe's one, it's really reasonable, but it's just, it's really herby. It's got like a lot of good stuff going on. It's a little heavier. So I look for something when I'm making rices or anything that takes like a broth, like I try to make sure that that base has a bunch of good punch to it. So a vegetable broth. Oh, this is the one that had the white pepper, black pepper, but just something to give it a little shoop. I put ground allspice in my pilaf dishes, and then fresh parsley, lemon juice, and that's the point that I'm at now. So I have it little here. So I've made a little side dish of it.
Oh my God, that looks so delicious.
Oh no, we're not even done yet, girl.
You're gonna have a nice, do you have anyone to share your birthday lunch with?
Oh, of course I do. I have a beautiful wife, and she's gonna have part of this. She's a big vegetable lover, so it makes it easy to do stuff. Thomas, I'm gonna plug you again. So on top of my rice pilaf, I usually get different like cherries or currants or some type of like dried fruit that I put on top of it. But sometimes if you want a little zing, I soak it in the white balsamic vinegar. So that way you have like a cherry, or in this case, I got like a golden berry blend. So it's cranberries, blueberries, cherries. And I soaked them in the balsamic. So I have like even an extra zing. So that's gonna give it that little punch. And then this is where my jam comes in. You want to do a couple little dollops of cherry jam. And I've always joked that this gives it like the Armenian twist because they love their tart cherries. So you're just gonna do like little dollops on it. So even if you're serving the rice pilaf, as you saw, like I have a huge pot of it. So you have a big container of it. You could put all of your dried fruits on top and then just kind of like drizzle down the cherry with that. And I had made another soka earlier. So that way, I mean, we could slice that one and it'd be nice and warm. I like it with, since I decided to go with the more savory with the jam, I love arugula. I don't know how you feel about arugula. It's peppery, it's delicious. I love it. So this gives you even more of like punch. Like there's so much going on here. So you have your sweet from like the cherries. You have your little punch from all the stuff that comes from God's beautiful earth. And I made myself an entire birthday lunch, and we all did that together in what, like 15 minutes or something? It was pretty easy, but I mean, come on, who doesn't want all that? And I love these flatbreads. You could put stuff on them, eat them with a little bit of stuff. When you eat,
it's like an arugula cherry pizza.
it is. Mm.
Right.
And right out of the pan, it's kind of like a delicious breakfast thing too. So, and you could do that same idea. Sorry, I'm a little hungry. With maybe like a lemon zest. Like let's say you love my strawberry jam instead of the cherry jam. You do a lemon zest, and then with the chickpea flatbread, put some strawberry jam over the top, and that would give it like this totally different kind of level.
Next level, huh?
Yeah. Well, and something that you could even give to like kids that they will love because it's like warm and comforting and right out of the pan. And as you saw, like, gosh, that was done like even before I could saute greens. So
Brenda says, do you have a cookbook?
Oh, no, I do not. But I've been working on, with my other jams, I've been doing cocktails for a really long time. We talked about that last time. I was working on a cocktail book. I was hoping to get out by this year. And then the following year, I was going to do a book about I don't know, snacks and that type of thing. But no, I do not. if you are a publisher and you want to reach out to me, I would love to make a book.
Okay. Well, I don't know if any publishers watching, but you can always self-publish. That's what I did.
Oh, that's true. Your book's awesome. I love your book. Your book's like your book's like kind of a cooking Bible for people. If you guys don't have it, you should definitely get one.
You're just so creative in whatever endeavors you do.
Oh, I try. Sometimes you get that bug. I don't know. I don't know if it's from being a musician where you have to like always be out and branding and meeting people and sharing art.
But even look at the box, guys, like you're getting like a special present and you can have any flavors you want put in. I mean, and listen, I don't tell you what to do. If you want to get the ones with sugar, go ahead. But the ones without sugar are so delicious. I mean, I don't know why you would need it.
Well, I love that you saved that to show in the show, but you better eat those, Chef.
Oh, I am, but I ate the cherry right away. They're just so pretty. I almost don't want to eat them. I just want to look at the box.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to give that to my designer guy. His name is Thomas Davidson. He's up in the Bay Area. Everything's friend of a friend and everything kind of went from one thing to another. But he helped me come up with my logo and everything, all of this design. I don't know. I just give him ideas and he makes it groovy.
Yeah.
It takes a village. See?
That's what it looks like. That's the Marionberry.
Show the top of it, or I could show it too. So the top of it, because I used to be in a band, which with all this record stuff where people were going, but see the top, it's like a little record, like the center of a vinyl record. It's got a little hole poked out. It says, greatest hits collection. I'm kind of a dork that way. There's always a little nod to rock and roll in everything I do.
Yep. It comes with this little insert.
That's right. Unplugged from the sugar high, baby.
Yep. Oh wow, I love your product. I really do. I only feature products that I was gonna say everybody in my family. There's just two of us and we generally like the same things. And I think you'll be back on November 20 something for Small Business Sunday. That would be the 28th, where we're gonna have a lot of wonderful people like you and Thomas Allen and Nick DeVorum, and you'll have all your holiday specials in place and everybody will have like 5 or 10 minutes to show their stuff. Well, I wish you the happiest birthday and the most delicious lunch, and thank you for rescuing all those pets.
Oh, my pleasure. They bring me love and joy, just like making food for other people. And this time of year, Chef, like it's so rewarding. Like the cooking part of it is one thing, and I'm sure you understand this too, but there's something about feeding people, or when people gift my product to someone else and I'm handwriting their letter to someone, it's really special. And I really love what I do and appreciate everybody that supports me, including you. Thank you for letting me be here and being a part of your wonderful community.
Of course. Did you ever think of trying to get into stores or going on Shark Tank or anything like that, or doing like the crowdfunding thing? I had a guest on Sunday that has a vegan oil-free falafel, and she's doing something to get,
wow. No, I haven't yet. I mean, I've been kind of I'm in a bunch of stores. I'm like, if you are a store and you would like to carry Laura Ann's jams, I'm on fair.com. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's like a wholesale platform. So I can sell cases to people. And
what stores are you in what cities?
Oh gosh. So I got onto this fair.com this year, and now I'm all over the place to the point where I can't even keep up, Chef. It's really great, but more like specialty stores, and there's a few grocery stores. I'm going to work on grocery stores more, but I have to up my how much I'm making. You go from a pot at a time to now it's like an ore in a big huge pot, and I'm making so many cases at once. So now it's more how to scale up, as they say.
It's so funny how, is your previous life as a musician, you went from having jam sessions to jam sessions.
No, I haven't stopped jamming. My friends from Chicago, when they're like, "Oh, what are you doing in Los Angeles?" I'm like, "Oh, I make jam," and they're like, "What's the name of your band?" Because they know me as a musician. you know? And I'm like, oh, no, I make jam that you eat instead of jam you listen to now. So
Nice. Well, you have a very, very happy birthday. And
I
guys,
will.
check out the cherry. I mean, check out all the flavors, but cherry rocks.
That's right. No, Chef AJ rocks, because that's your coupon code for 50% off. Chef AJ rocks. Get yourself some cherry jam. When you guys order, if you write Chef AJ rocks, I'll put all 3 of the recipes that we went through, and I'll have them up on my website later today because I have to sit down and type them out.
Very nice. I put them in the show notes. Well, thank you so much, Laura Ann. And
Thanks, Chef. It's always so nice to see you. I'm gonna have to drive out to the desert one of these days and give you a big hug now that we're allowed to hug again.
Oh, yay. And happy birthday. And I'll see you back in a couple of weeks for Small Business Sunday.
Sweet. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks. And thanks all of you for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Please come back tomorrow. My guest is Dr. Marcia Seidelman. She's going to be talking about feeding your microbiome, and she's going to actually be making 2 recipes that will feed it. So I love it. A doctor and a demo all in one. Take care, LA.